Every day, as we watch their shows, our favorite TV hosts act as if everything is alright by joking and smiling, on rare occasions. But then something happens that makes everyone stop and think. A small window into the unseen battles taking place behind the scenes is revealed to us. When Mark Consoulis's unforeseen health concern was announced, viewers of Live with Kelly and Mark were taken aback by Ripa's reaction. An unexpectedly emotional journey ensued from what was supposed to be a standard lighthearted portion of the presentation. It became clear to spectators that this was more than simply television as Kelly fought back tears. Inspiringly human, genuine, and full of heart. But what transpired in reality? Who or what caused Mark's health to become a public issue? How could Kelly have such a strong reaction? The narrative is only getting started, so make sure you keep watching. You should not miss the forthcoming revelations, moving scenes, and surprising turns. Remembering the bond that has defined Kelly and Mark's relationship for more than 20 years will help you grasp the profundity of her response. Fans have been enthralled by their romance from the moment they first crossed paths on All My Children. A lifelong friendship was born out of a fulfilled dream. Their relationship has been full of highs and lows, like any other. But there's no denying the inherent chemistry that links the two, implying a mutual comprehension that goes well beyond their time together on television. In the frequently challenging world of celebrity, they are an inspiration due to their shared sensitive moments and clever banter. Everybody knows that when life throws you a curveball, it may test even the strongest relationships. Unexpected health problems presented Kelly and Mark with a test of their mettle as individuals and as a public couple. Why was Mark acting so strangely? Were they jeopardizing the life they had created together? Do not avert your eyes. The shocking truth behind this event will be unveiled very soon. To understand the seriousness of Kelly's reaction, it helps to look at this situation from a private perspective. Mark Consoulis's mesmerizing screen presence has been well known for quite some time. However, loyal viewers have seen a shift in the past few weeks. People were confused about what had transpired since Mark wasn't on the show. Did you take a little vacation? Or was the situation more grave? What seemed like your average live TV broadcast ended with Kelly's. A new reality became apparent in the expression. A hectic schedule was not the reason for Mark's absence. Due to a medical issue, Consoulis's entire family was on high alert. An unknown health concern was at the root of it. There was no mistaking the gravity of the situation, as Kelly's obvious anxiety on set indicated. Then came an intense and individual battle. At last, the audience saw the mental and emotional toll that Mark's illness was having on the pair. However, this medical dispute, what was it? What happened when no one was looking? Did anyone realize that Mark's health was more serious than it seemed? You might be surprised by the answers. Come along with us as we reveal the surprising twists in their tale. Ripa's fragility shone through as she paused to collect herself live on TV. Those who had been following her career-wise had never been here before. Kelly, who has always been the consummate expert, seemed anxious. Instead of the usual vibrant energy, there was an honest outpouring of feelings. The emotional candor of Kelly was remarkable and deeply relevant in a society that frequently expects perfection. It was a sobering illustration of how life's difficulties can weaken even the hardest people. Kelly was grieving more than just the possible loss of her husband, which made this moment all the more painful. They had left her bereft of the carefree life they had shared. Their love was suddenly being tested to its limits. However, a surprising event occurred during this suffering. Join us as we go further into this pivotal period of their lives. The way this story develops will catch you off guard. A turning point came at the very moment when all hope seemed lost. Mark chose to tell the world about his health problems because he isn't the kind to be timid. When he utilized social media to send a candid message to his followers, revealing some of his struggles, his courage shone through. Mark wanted more than just to be understood when he decided to talk publicly about his health problems. As soon as the shocking social media post went up, all speculation and rumors were put to rest. A caption wasn't the only thing it was. Along with being a love letter, it was also a confession and a tale of survival. All in one. A far cry from his normal idealized self-portrait was the primary image in the post. Neither a beach vacation nor a glamorous event qualified. He held Kelly's hand securely in a basic low-light shot. A medical room's bright whiteness was visible in the fuzzy background. It started with, "I've never felt such vulnerability, yet I've always believed in being honest. I had something far more serious going on a few weeks back than just plain old tiredness." Unexpectedly, Mark had a weird neurological experience. which he went on to detail. Shortly after a transmission, he described a terrifying experience of lightheadedness and blurred eyesight. He had ignored Kelly's persistent request that he see a doctor, despite her keen observational skills. He disclosed that diagnostic procedures had uncovered a pre-existing disease that, if left untreated, could have resulted in devastating, permanent harm. The implication was horrifying, but he refrained from identifying the particular disease, instead referring to it as a search for comprehension. He went into detail about the days we waited in the hospital hallways for answers, which seemed like the longest days ever. He was very effusive in his admiration of the medical professionals who had saved his life, but he left his strongest remarks for his wife. Nobody deserves to see the rock of their family, the one they rely on for everything, glare at them with terror in their eyes, he wrote. Kelly stood by me through thick and thin. She remained by my side the whole time, and it was she who had to put up the most courageous front for the cameras as, frightened inside, she was important in my recuperation. I am here because of her. A dramatic post that was millions of views and a deluge of comments from friends, followers, and other famous people followed it within an hour. All eyes were on the jigsaw as it finally came together. There was an immediate shift in perspective on Kelly's on-air meltdown. It wasn't just a fleeting moment of melancholy. It was the unadulterated fear of a lady who had almost lost her soulmate. The public was seeing the psychological aftermath of a privately handled disaster. She stared at his vacant chair and her voice quivered as she struggled to control her emotions. Everything that had been so perplexing now made complete sense. Her co-host wasn't the only one she was missing. The thought of losing her husband added stress to her already heavy filming schedule. A jolt went through the entertainment industry when the news broke. The couple's public persona of lighthearted banter was shattered, exposing a considerably more serious and relatable side, a portrayal of resilience. Even though previous stories may have suggested beginning difficulties or insurance conflicts, more doubts surfaced, though, when the first shock wore off. What exactly was this enigmatic ailment? What gives with all the secrecy? Was Mark actually safe? That is the most critical question. What happened in the weeks that followed was a testament to their amazing collaboration. Mark revealed in retrospect that he had a tough time getting well. There was more to it than simply medicine. To cope with the aftereffects of his neurological scar, he underwent rigorous physical treatment and overhauled his way of life. A more nuanced type of challenge has emerged for the man renowned for his boundless energy. Throughout it all, Kelly was right there with him. With little disruption to her duties as co-host and caregiver, she took over the morning program and devoted her afternoons to helping him recuperate. People started to notice a little change in her mood while she was on air. Viewers were moved to tears when Kelly Ripa recently shared the heartbreaking story of her husband Mark Consuelos' unexpected health emergency. Her heartfelt response quickly gained widespread attention. One of television's most adored couples, the fans have long adored the chemistry between the two. But this latest revelation has exposed a hitherto unseen side of their relationship. As she broke the news of Mark's unexpected health crisis to the live audience, her emotions were on full display. Kelly and Mark were presenting the show. Despite her usual upbeat demeanor, Kelly seemed obviously distressed as she recounted the anxiety and uncertainty they endured throughout Mark's medical emergency. She thanked her friends and admirers for their unwavering support and for his recovery in an emotional, sincere, and extremely intimate moment. It was Kelly's candor that left the biggest impression on the viewers. Her emotions were on full display, revealing herself once more. That even well-known people like her have their times of weakness. She spoke about how Mark's health issue altered her outlook on love, family, and life in general. Her deeply felt words resonated with millions, speaking to the powerlessness and terror of seeing a loved one's battle. Many Kelly and Mark fans took to social media to express their condolences and ask for the couple's strength. Not only has this poignant event highlighted the strength of their relationship, but it has also showed that love can triumph over hardship.